This is the final and most complicated arrangement with our 80286 master-slave board. In this particular configuration, we'll have the Z80 as the master. The slave will be the 80286. And from this slave, we can actually go down one more level and call in another sub-slave, as I'm calling it. In this particular case, it's going to be the 68,000 CPU. The 80286 is activated in this configuration by reducing DMA line 0, the 68,000 by lowering DMA line 1. As you can see, unfortunately, I had to make some slight modifications to the board. The XFIR signal actually was coming out too early for all the drivers. I have made a patch, and this will obviously be corrected in the final production board. So the board comes up with the Z80 control. We're actually within the monitor itself. Here's the typical Z80 monitor. Here's the list of its commands. Here, for example, is the 68K memory map of the Z80's address space. If we query in port ED, we will transfer control over to the 80286. You can see now that it's activated and it's running. We can look at its commands. We can do a memory map. And you can see the full 1 megabyte of address space with the ROM at the very top of the 1 megabyte address space. So the 80286 is now running and has complete control of the bus itself. If we now, from the 80286, query in port EC, we now transfer control over down one more level to the 68,000 CPU. Here is its commands. You can see the 80286 is now the control of the bus. In fact, control now is transferred over to the 68K. If we look at its memory map, you can see we got, in this particular case, just 1 mega memory. We can and you can run anything you want. The 68,000 now is controlling the bus with up to potentially 16 megs of memory. If we drop right back one more level, if we query in port EC, we will drop back now to the 80286. We're back to its particular memory map. It has now got control of the bus again. You can run as often as you like back and forth between the two CPUs, and then you can drop back a further level, query in ED, and we're now back to the Z80 CPU. This really shows the functionality of the S100 bus. You can, in fact, do this with a number of different CPUs. You can read more about this on s100computers.com website.